Breaking news! The atmosphere is electric behind the scenes at the Baltimore Ravens, and I've got some major updates to share with you. We all know the Ravens are laser focused on reaching the Super Bowl this season, and for that, John Harbaugh needs a high-quality roster ready to dominate. I'm about to lay it all out for you, but before we dive deep into it, make sure you hit that like button, but only if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan. And hey, if you are, drop a comment saying, "Go Ravens! We can reach the Super Bowl!" Now, straight to the point, Mark Andrews is here to stay, at least for this year. Despite swirling rumors before the draft that he could be traded, the Ravens have made a clear statement. Mark Andrews is staying put in Baltimore. Leading up to the draft, the speculation was wild. Mark was in the final year of his contract, carried a significant cap hit, and with the Ravens tight against the cap, many thought his time might be up. There were even whispers that his final play would be that infamous drop two-point conversion against the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. That moment could have been the last image of Mark Andrews as a Raven. But things have taken a very different and exciting turn. Eric DeCosta, when speaking about Mark during the offseason, sounded reflective, often talking about Mark in the past tense, making fans nervous. He praised Mark as a warrior and a great player, even admitting, "We try to keep as many great players as we can, but anything could happen." That uncertainty made it seem like Mark was as good as gone, until he wasn't. Baltimore reportedly received several offers from Mark, but none were good enough to make them pull the trigger. As the draft unfolded, fans and analysts alike kept waiting for the news that Mark had been traded. First round, nothing. Second round, still nothing. Round after round passed and the Ravens didn't draft a single tight end. That was the biggest sign yet. Mark Andrews wasn't going anywhere. Andrews himself was surely watching closely. Watching the Ravens pass on every tight end option must have felt like a personal vote of confidence. When you consider how the Ravens handled Justin Tucker's potential successor by drafting a kicker, you know if they were planning to move on, they would have picked a tight end. But they didn't. Mark Andrews was the undisputed winner of this draft. Eric DeCosta added another layer of confirmation when he said after the second night of the draft, "At this point, I would really expect Mark to be on this team." Seeing DeCosta's demeanor when he said it, you could feel the authenticity. It wasn't just business speak, it felt real. For Ravens fans, this is massive. Mark Andrews is still that guy, an elite tight end who remains a game changer despite a slight dip in yardage last year. And importantly, his touchdown production remains strong. Looking ahead, Mark has a real chance at redemption. The regular season has never been an issue for him. It's the playoffs where he has unfinished business, and it feels like this year, he's locked in to make that happen. Even more exciting is how Todd Monken has finally managed to incorporate both Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely effectively into the same game plans. It's the kind of offensive flexibility that Ravens fans have been craving. Think about how this offense has evolved. In Todd Monken's first year, Lamar Jackson showed clear growth compared to the Greg Roman era. Year 2 under Monken saw even bigger strides. Now, entering year 3, the Ravens' offense is primed to explode. Lamar is more comfortable than ever, and the supporting cast is ridiculously talented. Derrick Henry enters his second year in the system. Justice Hill has proven his durability and playmaking, and both Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely are ready to dominate in Monken's offense. We can't forget about the wide receiver room either. Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman have stepped up. Tylan Wallace made the most of his limited opportunities, and then there's DeAndre Hopkins. Yes, Hopkins is now the Ravens' third receiver. People who doubt him forget he started last year with the Titans, a team with a struggling offense, before being traded to the Chiefs, who had their own issues on offense. Watch how different things look now that he's in Baltimore. Hopkins as WR3? That's pure luxury. With all these pieces in place, the Ravens truly have built a pick-your-poison offense. Mark Andrews remaining with the team cements their ability to be unpredictable and deadly on offense. And while some fans believe Isaiah Likely should overtake Mark as TE1, it's just not realistic to expect that right now. Mark Andrews has earned his spot through years of elite production. Likely is a rising star, no doubt, but in Baltimore's offense, there's room for both to shine without forcing a hierarchy change. It's also important to remember that last offseason, Mark Andrews battled through injuries after a car accident, affecting his performance early in the season. This year, he's coming in healthy, rested, and more acclimated to Monken's system. A healthy Mark Andrews and a comfortable, evolving offense? That's a nightmare for opposing defenses. Still, while things are looking great, Eric DeCosta did remind us anything is possible. Yes, Mark made it through the draft without being traded, and yes, the Ravens didn't draft a tight end. But if some desperate team that missed out on a tight end during the draft comes calling with a can't-miss offer, you never know. It's unlikely, but it's something worth keeping in the back of our minds. So Ravens fans, what do you think about Mark Andrews staying with the team for at least this season? Do you believe he's ready to have that redemption year and lead the Ravens deep into the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to hear what you think. Picking up right where we left off, Mark Andrews staying in Baltimore isn't just a decision about retaining talent. It's a defining moment in shaping the identity of this Ravens offense going forward. And when you step back and look at the full picture, it's clear this was a calculated and strategic move by Eric DeCosta and the front office. But what does it really mean for the 2025 season? First off, the chemistry between Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews is undeniable. This isn't just another QB-TE pairing. It's one of the most reliable connections in the NFL. And that kind of synergy doesn't happen overnight. It's built on years of reps, trust, and game-breaking plays. When Lamar drops back, there's always that instinctive awareness of where Mark is going to be. And for a quarterback like Lamar, who thrives on improvisation and broken plays, having a security blanket like Andrews is absolutely invaluable. Now, let's talk about the evolution of this offense. Todd Monken has shown he's more than just a play caller. He's an architect. In just 2 seasons, he's transformed a unit that used to be heavily reliant on Lamar's legs into a multidimensional, explosive, and balanced threat. Year 3 under Monken is expected to be the most potent yet, and keeping Andrews in that mix ensures continuity at a position that plays a crucial role in Monken's scheme. But what makes this especially intriguing is the presence of Isaiah Likely. Let's be real, Likely isn't just some promising young tight end. He's a legitimate baller who's flashed top-tier potential whenever he's been given the opportunity. There were moments last season where Likely stepped in for Andrews and didn't just fill the role. He excelled. He's physical, he's fluid, and he brings that rare ability to stretch the field vertically from the tight end spot. So what we're really seeing now is the formation of a deadly tight end duo, one that defenses will struggle to prepare for. Think about what this means on third down. Think about red zone packages. You line up with Likely on one side, Andrews on the other, Henry in the backfield, and Flowers or Bateman in motion. What do you even do as a defense? Double Andrews and Likely punishes you. Focus on Likely and Andrews eats. Try to cover both and Derrick Henry's blasting through the line. This isn't just an offense, it's a problem. The added veteran presence of DeAndre Hopkins also changes everything. He's not here to carry the load like he once did in Houston or even Arizona. In Baltimore, his role is more tactical, more situational. He's a threat that defenses can't ignore, and that attention opens up the middle of the field where Andrews and Likely thrive. In fact, with Hopkins pulling coverage deep or out wide, the seams are going to be wide open, and that's exactly where Mark Andrews does his damage. So here we are. The Ravens didn't blink. They kept their guy. And in doing so, they've told the rest of the league, we're not just looking to compete, we're looking to win it all. Now it's your turn, Ravens flock. Do you believe this is the right move? Is Mark Andrews the key to finally breaking through and getting Lamar that Super Bowl ring? Or do you think the front office should have capitalized on his value while they could? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and check out the 2 videos on the screen right now. They'll take you even deeper into everything happening this offseason with your Baltimore Ravens. Go Ravens! My heart bleeds purple and black.